to Get With The Programming. I'm Chase Ingram.
I'm Captain America.
And along with me is Bill Grundler.
Wolverine.
And this is our debut of the real deal Inside the Leaderboard show, which will happen every Wednesday throughout the Open, as we are just over 24 hours away.
24 hours and 38 minutes.
24 hours and 38 minutes to go with the 5 minutes.
Is that right?
This show of the start and the announcement of the 2024 Open. But we are going to go through our Inside the Leaderboard. We do have a special guest on the show, and I would like to welcome.
What kind of play you got for this situation?
How about the annexation of Puerto Rico?
A man who, in recent comments, was labeled as making the show dumber by having him on, but Mr. John Young.
I don't see how that's even possible. The guy's got he's got a sweet personality and a mind full of numbers. Like, what are you talking about?
there are like three people out there who really hate me, no matter what, and I think they all go to Mayhem too. So I think that might be why.
Yeah,
but
it was really funny. I was like, you mean the guy that just beat the pants off everybody on the game show that we recently had?
Right.
Oh, but I'm excited because we had talked about this back in December, where we had this concept of the strength of field should be determined the question all started is like how to make the Open matter again.
Yeah, count. It's got to count.
Yeah, it matters. It matters to a lot of people. Almost 250,000 people are already on the board.
That means it matters to them.
It matters. It matters to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now, to the athletes, it might be something different. To the fans of the sport, might be something different. And that's been waning a little bit since the 2018 days. And how do we make it matter again? Well, we tried to answer the question is like, what if we take this strength of field concept where they take the top 100 in the world, allocate those 100 places to all the semifinals, and from there, based off the number of athletes you have in the top 100 at your particular semifinal, which would be the strength of your field, to allocate game spots based on using the DeHunt method. And we had the idea is like, well, what if the strength of field for semifinals was determined by your overall worldwide performance in the Open with your overall worldwide performance in quarterfinals? And we did a whole show on that. John, I mean, you got to be on that show for, I think, the last two rounds of what that was. But looking at that as far as a measure of entertainment value for the fans and excitement for the athletes, how do you like that concept itself as far as using Open and quarters versus this, what the current format is for strength of field?
Well, I mean, the way it ended up shaking out, we didn't get there, or it wasn't all that much different than what it ends up shaking it out how it currently is. It is like, 2 or 3 spots here and there. Mm-hmm. But the update of the week by week of Europe's going to have 15 guys if it ended today. And right. That gives us it just gives us so much stuff to talk about. And secondly, it makes it exciting week to week. Like, I think the average person would want to follow it week to week. How is this workout going to affect who goes to the game? Like, it all affects who goes to the games every time. And that matters to everybody. No. And I mean, and I get it's a lot, like you have to wrap your head around how it works. But in the grand scheme of things, it's so much simpler than what's going on right now. And the math can be done very quickly. And it's just, I'm bummed that it's not how we're doing it, because there isn't anything better.
Right. And to jump on that, I think that it will definitely show HQ. I mean, it's going to give them a live version of what it should look like. And I'm saying this since Chase can't say these sort of things. I will say the same. Earmuffs. Hi, this is Bill Grundler. I'm with Get With The Programming. My personal opinion, and that's John Young of Barbell. John Young's massive barbell human strength guy. We want to get the right people to the games, and we're going to show CrossFit HQ how that can be done. So we're just going to have some fun first. Chase, you can come back in. So this is just about having some fun.
Hey, are you guys talking about having fun?
Oh, we're just gonna have some fun. Yeah, we're gonna have.
I
some
love
fun.
fun.
Fun is good.
I
Fun
love
is good.
fun.
But I think what the other really cool thing about this, like kind of your point, John, was we start talking a lot more, and we're talking about people that we wouldn't talk about. So now there are athletes that become these gatekeepers for their region, which is awesome. So if you're one of those athletes that, okay, you're not a top 10, but you're like an 80, 90, 100, that's going to mean something now. That's going to be important about who comes into your region and how many allocated spots you get to get. And the speculation just gets really, really fun. I mean, if you look at it anyway, that's what all of the analyzing that happens anyway is. Who's going to do well? Why is so-and-so going to do well because of these things? And now we add another element to that, which I think is going to be great.
Yep. And so here's what we're going to do. For the show, we are going to go through what the actual standings currently are, because we do have a top 100 currently worldwide right now based off CrossFit Strength of Field system, where it's looking at the last 2 years of full competitive seasons of the 2022 CrossFit Games season, open, quarter, semis, games, and the 2023 CrossFit season, open, quarter, semis, games. And I think some of the rules are is like you had to have competed in all of those stages to be eligible for that. So, for example, I don't think Tia Toomey will actually be on the women's top 100 list yet until the completion of quarterfinals coming up, because that's when she didn't sign up, obviously, for, she was having a baby as last year. So this show is going to be a preview show for 24.1. So we're going to show you what the current system is with CrossFit, and then we're going to show you what our system would look like based off how we set things up. So let's get this thing started. So inside the Leaderboard week 1 preview for 24.1, we are looking at the strength of field currently standing for CrossFit. As I click to the next slide, there we go. All right. We're looking at pre-open rankings, the top 100 worldwide as it currently stands for CrossFit's actual top 100 distribution. And then we're going to look at our system using the open specifically. Now, since the open hasn't happened, we're going to use the top 100 as it currently stands for CrossFit. But here's a couple things that we're adding to our strength of field. It is our belief that the strength of field at semifinals should not have athletes in the top 100 that aren't actually competing in the field at semifinals. So athletes we're going to take out of the pre-rankings are athletes that we know are going team. We don't know everybody that's going team, but we're taking those athletes out because they're not competing individually at semifinals. Those that are not competing at all this year that we know of, and masters athletes and things beyond that. And then our distribution system is a little bit different than CrossFit is, as we explain that, is that as it stands right now, every semifinals has a minimum number of spots at their semifinals. North America, East, West, and Europe all have 5 spots for men and women. South America has 2, Africa has 1, Asia has 2, and Oceania has 3. With the remaining spots, I think that's 17 remaining spots. Those will be distributed post strength of field calculations after quarterfinals this coming year. Our system, every semifinal gets only one guaranteed spot. After that, those 33 extra spots are what is up for grabs each week during the open and the 2 submission windows during quarterfinals. Little look at how the system currently goes. Top 100 overall after each week of the open will be recalculated. By the way, shout out to Mike Halpin and Nona Noble for putting this together for us and doing all the math we can't do, as well as building out these slides, which is so nice when I don't have to do it myself. And then using the DeHunt method to allocate these spots. So these are your 7 semifinal regions: North America, East and West, Europe, Africa, South America, Asia, and Oceania. Your top 100 for the men before the open is this: 27 North America West, 32 in East, 27 in Europe, 3 in Africa, 4 in South America, 4 Oceania, 3 in Asia. Again, this is going into the open. This is using CrossFit's actual top 100 for the men. This is how it's distributed so far. Any surprises here from you guys?
No, not really. I mean, we know where the top players are. We know what that's going to look like, and what that current setup is.
I'm surprised Oceania doesn't have more.
Yeah, right.
Well, think of how many guys. Yeah, we haven't taken them out yet.
Right. And that's what's going to be important. Yeah.
And here's your top 100 cut line of who's in and who's out. They have an effect on strength of field and game spots. You have Matthias Porter, North America East, Dave Sharonke sitting at 97 in Europe.
Crazy.
Tyler Lee, North America East. Thiago Lucis out of Europe. All right, so we have 2 Europe and 3 North America East, all sitting in that bottom 5. All right, and that means there are 3 North America East guys that are 5 spots out of the top 100. So when we're looking at the Open coming up, we've said on average between 3 or 4 people coming in or out of your semifinals could be 1 extra or 1 less games qualifying spot. And then look at the ones on the outside looking in, right? Nikita Yundov out of Europe, Andrea Fedotov out of Asia, Colin Garnick East, Victor Hofer at 104, Europe, and Victor Ljungdahl out of Europe. Hofer, Ljungdahl, and Yundov are 3 guys that are going to be better this year for sure. But also, especially Ljungdahl, that dude balls out in the Open, and especially week 1 of the Open. That guy for 2 years running has been good. So that's 3 European guys that can all maybe bust up into the top 100 and push out some East. And then you could have a 2-member swing. And so that's what we're going to look at week to week.
How much with that, John? What do you think? What do you think the change in intensity would be for those athletes that are sitting right on that 100? Do you think that would matter to them?
I definitely think they would maybe do the workout and then see what everybody's getting, and then redo the workout. And if honestly, it's a way for, they made the Open not matter with the top 25%, even more than it already didn't matter, right? This would make it matter for the top of the top people every week. Because if you're on the line, especially week 3, because that's like, that's the end of it, right? So
totally.
If you're on the line, why would you not try to beat people just because you care about it more than they do, which will facilitate them to care about it more too. It just makes everybody care about it more.
Well, and it's another thing, like those guys now will have eyes on them. Like, I mean, think about that. It used to be that if you were like in the 100, yeah, okay, you were in the 100 and that was cool because your friends could talk about it and it may come up in some conversation, but now people are watching to see what you do. So if you're in that 90 to 100 or 100 to 110, everyone is looking to see, did they do what they needed to do for our region? Or is that guy he's faking it and he's not, he or she's not supposed to be in that spot. Yeah. They're watching you now. And so I think that will make that intensity, it'll really ramp it up.
Put more of a microscope on that too, is that think about being in that affiliate at a Friday Night Light as one of these guys signing up for a heat, maybe doing it in front of all the other members in the gym. That's going to juice it up just a bit more. That's almost going to be more exciting for those in the gym cheering this athlete on. Like it's just create, like I said, engagement, entertainment, and a little bit of suspense week to week as things go on.
Well, I mean, not to say that we aren't tired of looking at like the big names out there, but we always look at those big names. Everybody knows what they're going to do and kind of what they can do. But these athletes you never talk about. And you're right, showcasing them now in either their affiliate where it's getting videoed, because if we're going to see what they're doing, or if it's in the garage or whatever, people are going to be talking about them. I think that brings not just that athlete, but like you said, Chase, like if they put a video up of it, hey, I'm in that affiliate. I might get to be on this web show that like everyone gets to show. We get to showcase our affiliate out. Like that's cool.
Well, I'm thinking
Young gets to talk about me.
I'm thinking even if, and I know they can't this year, but like, what if next year they don't just decide on who they're going to bring every week, and Victor Youngel is 105 on 24.3.
Bro, could you
put Victor Youngel and you put Victor Hofer against each other on 24.3, and that's the announcement.
Or
and then you can talk about it. They're both on the line. We'll see who's going to do it.
Or right? It's like it's not that. It's you take
idea.
Tyler Lee and Victor Hofer, right?
Right.
You pick someone 95
below
through
and just above,
and someone 101 through 105.
And like you're setting up victory and heartbreak with every Open announcement. And Right now, dude.
Hey, I'm working here. Hey,
Oh,
I'm working
I
here.
always thought, yeah, never knew she was real. That's good to see. Good to see, John. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yes.
John, that's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
So as we shift to that for the men, is that this is what the current, if it would all end today using CrossFit's top 100 before the Open ever starts, North America West would get 10, East would get 12, Europe 10, Africa 1, South America 2, Asia 2, Oceania 3. Not much different than what we saw last year as it all shook out, right? So that's for the men. As we shift gears over towards the women's side, is these are your top 100 pre-open based off CrossFit's top 100 that they currently have for the strength of field. 28 women in North America West, 25 in the East, 33 in Europe, 4 in South America, 3 in Africa, 4 in Oceania, and 3 in Asia. This is our 96 to 105 cut line. North America East has 2. That's Ashley Shoemaker and Faith Ferguson at 96 and 100. Madison McElhaney out of North America West. 2 athletes in Europe, Amiko Nates and Julia Nielsen. On the outside looking in, Annika Greer out of North America East. Kira Milligan, North America West. Julia Blazwiecka out of Europe. I screwed that up.
Job.
Amanda,
Wow.
that was a shot. Amanda Fusama out of South America. And Taylor Patterson out of North America West. Right? This is your cut line. This is maybe week 1. As you said, John. All right, let's get a
Julia Blazwiecka.
Yeah.
And Madison McElhaney.
Right. Or pick 2 and 2 from each side. Annika Greer, Kira Milligan. You don't think people are going to show up to watch those 2 compete against Amiko Nates and Julie Hugard? Like, these are names that are known in the semifinal competitive atmosphere that have games aspirations. There's your 4.
And they might not be
2 men.
And they might not be household names, but then you just hype up. This is why we're picking them. Because this is going to decide spots for the CrossFit Games. These people, not Roman, not Adler, not Alex Kazan, Julia Blazwiecka is going to decide spots for the CrossFit Games.
Well, and then you have like the top dogs, like one or two of the top dogs from that region, who's there like pumping them up to get them in so that they can get more of, their regional people to the games. Like, it's on you, man. We need another spot. We need to get so and so in there. I mean, like, still the classic thing is Guy not going.
Right.
If the setup was done different, Guy would have gone to the games. That's massive.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it pronounced Kira or
so
Kyra?
good, John.
I don't know. I think it's Kyra. Kira? But it's Kira? Is that?
I think it's
Kira.
Kira? All right. But the way Sarah has it spelled, I still don't know if that's a Kai or a Key.
To speak to Brian's point, I get it. If you're on the cut line, you wouldn't want to do the open announcement. But one, you got like 2 things. One, you would have never been asked to do the open announcement before this.
Yeah.
Like, this is an opportunity for people to see who you are and to get publicity. 2, you're going to redo the workout. It's fine. Matt Fraser beat Rich Froning on 15.1 and 15.1A. He did it in the announcement. He lost to both of them. He redid the workout. Like, I don't think that will dissuade people on the cut line from not wanting to do it.
And there's a whole nother quarterfinals portion to this week-to-week changing of the guard. But man, I'm in the opposite camp. There is no place I would rather be to get as juiced up and jacked up and excited to compete.
Yeah, they want to be a somebody. This is their chance. Sponsors to actually get to see their person out there instead of just getting like protein powder and t-shirts. They actually get to be, someone that's out there.
Yeah.
I think people will be fired up. If they want to go to the games, they want to be seen. They don't want to like hide in the shadows all the way up to the games.
All right, let's look at the distribution based off the current top 100, 10 in North America, East and West, 12 in Europe, 2 in Asia, 1 in Africa, 2 in South America, and 3 in Oceania. Again, we're using the top 100 as it currently stands for CrossFit itself, looking at what those top 100 distribution would be and what the game spots would be before the season starts. Now, as we look towards what we are going to do here after this is we are going to show our top 100 based off removing athletes from who are going team. We don't have masters individuals just yet, but we're taking all the team athletes that we know of for both the men and the women. We'll remove them from the top 100 strength of field because they're not competing individually. Therefore, they have no strength of field on the competition floor. Men that will be removing from our top 100, Noel Olson, Chandler Smith, Jason Smith, Philip Muscarella, and Christoph Horvath. All of these athletes were in the top 100 on the individual list, but are now going team, so they will be removed from our top 100. And this is what the changes will look like. Not a lot here and there, right? +2 in Europe with our new top 100, -2 in North America West, -1 in Africa, and +1 in Asia. And yes, thank you to Barbell Spin because I sent the that team list over to Halpin to help make this even cooler. So shout out to Barbell Spin. So this is what the new 100 will look like. And as we look at what the change would be, is that going into the open with the athletes that we know are not going to compete for the men, Europe is going to gain 1 games qualifying spot pre-open. Oceania is going to lose 1 game spot going into the open.
Wow.
And so it's funny that goes to Pedro's most recent video on Coffee Pods and Wads is
Oh yeah, that's right.
what semifinal is actually stronger? Is it Oceania and Europe? Is like, well, here is Exhibit A of what that could potentially be for the men. So this is the top games positions that we're looking at with the known. And what's going to be cooler is that as we get closer through the open is we're going to know more and more people going team, going age group, not going individual. So by the end of quarterfinals in 6 weeks, we are going to have a lot of drama of where these game spots are going to go. Athletes removed on the women's side that were in the top 100. Mal O'Brien is obviously taking herself out of competition. Matilda Garnes, who is at 19th going team. Jamie Simmons, who's at 31st going team. Ohina Moya, drug ban, who was in 46. Emily DeRoy out of Oceania going team. Jessie Smith, 93rd going team. Julie Hugard out of Europe going team. She was 99. And Valentina Rangel out of South America, who is sitting at 100, also getting removed from the overall list. And this is the distribution of your top 100, right? Europe is losing 2. Oceania is losing 2. North America East is gaining 3. And North America West is gaining 1. And this is the one, well, as Halpin is alluding to here, this is what the games allocation spots will look like after we remove only the known team athletes before 24.1 goes on. Oceania loses 2, and now they only have 1 qualifying spot for the women's side.
That's crazy.
North America East gained 1, and Africa gained 1.
So Africa and Asia
1.
and South America have more people than Oceania.
And that is why we're doing this. This is the entertainment. This is the exciting part, week to week, pre-open. As you said, John, Asia, Africa, and South America all now have 2 spots going to the CrossFit Games, and Oceania has 1.
That's so crazy. Wow.
Part of it, too, is that where's Tia competing? We don't know that yet.
Ellie Turner's not going to the games.
So, right? Imagine that. Imagine where we were a year ago, thinking Oceania needs 5. And now based off this strength of field of the athletes actually competing in person at the semifinals in that region, right? And Tia's not factored in here because we still don't really officially know where she's going. But here's the thing. If Tia doesn't compete in Oceania, that takes away spots available or gives, depending on which way you look at it, right? Game spots, right? Maybe that would have given them 2, but now it's only 1 because less and less women are competing individually in Oceania.
Oh man, that's so crazy. It pings off me every single time you say strength of field, when it's like, well, it's really not the right strength of field. I mean, it's a list, I got it, but like the way it's distributed, and then you see something like this here with a drastic difference, 1 out of Oceania.
But you're telling me this wouldn't make every freaking fit female in New Zealand and Australia not pour their heart out in every open workout to get all the South Americans and Africans and Asians out of the top 100? Yeah. No offense, continents that don't matter.
Yeah. There you go.
Dang.
But that's what we wanted to put out there, right? What could this look like week in and week out if it all came down to who is actually competing in person at semifinals, the strength of the field on the floor at semifinals? I know Sarah's getting all worked up. She thought this was real. Easy, Sarah. All right, and this is pre-open. So now we're 24 hours away from 24.1. And you just realize that walking into the season that you have 1 spot as it stands, and the only spot you have is the one that CrossFit gave to you. You're not going to just like lace up your shoes a little tighter for 24.1, maybe do it twice, right? When was the last time anybody did a workout twice in the open that was going to go to semifinals?
4 years ago.
I bet Jeff might have redone it to win the open.
Well, yeah, right. But that's a special circumstance. But if we're looking at what 2018 used to be, is like everybody was doing it twice.
Right.
Some people were doing it 3 times. That's going to come back.
Travis Mayer did it like 4 times.
And Bailey did it 6 times. And he said in like a 3-hour window.
Back to back.
6, right?
I remember Bill's story of doing the snatch and the muscle up workout like 5 times, and then he just walked in on Monday, no warm up, just set the clock and went, and then he beat his score by like 10 reps.
Yeah. All right. So this is the pre-open hype. Imagine what's going to happen after week 1 if it's just some type of, I don't know, single modality work capacity test. Imagine what that top 100 leaderboard is going to look like and what these numbers will week in and week out. It'll be dramatic in week 1, week 2, week 3. Things will start to take shape a little bit. Then we go to quarterfinals, submission window 1. And then we'll know going into submission window 2, what is on the line for these top 100 athletes, these athletes on the bubble, on the outside looking in, with games qualifying spots on the line. That is what I'm excited to play around with as we go from week to week to week. So that is the pre-open top 100 leaderboard. The next order of business is to play a little game. Dave Castro likes to play. He likes to give hints. And his most recent hint is
stupid.
Is this little guy.
This little guy.
This little guy. A little mushroom.
I think he's just saying that someone's a dickhead is all he's saying.
Yeah, that's.
He's like, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe he's not. Maybe he doesn't like the workout, so he's like, "Hey, boss, you're a dickhead." So there.
This is his hint. This is just a mushroom. This mushroom is poisonous when eaten raw, and I think has psychoactive properties when cooked. So either way, it's not the best thing to digest. But how you interpret this, as far as what 24.1 could be, I'm gonna give you some quotes from Dave Castro that he gave to the affiliate owners town hall meeting. By the way, if you guys aren't doing that as affiliate owners, you're missing out on a lot of great stuff. So here's a couple points Dave made as he was releasing this photo. He says 24.1 is programmed for a large number of people to be able to do it, where the difficulty is only through the intensity, not the complexity or difficulty of the actual movements. He said it's a very unique, and he's incredibly excited about what 24.1 format is going to be. And he says that it's programmed in a way that he could walk across the street to his neighbor. They don't even have to speak the same language. And in 10 minutes, he can teach him how to do what it is, and then he hits it at his own intensity. Right? And so a couple of other things that he said, too, is when you guys are thinking about what movements could be, is he thinks this hint is too easy. But he always thinks that. I mean, when you take a picture of whatever your intent is, like of a fire hydrant, and we realize what whatever that was supposed to mean for what year that went. But he was under the impression that as soon as he posted this, everybody would figure it out. So it could be that literal, and it could be just Dave messing with everybody. And then one other thing he said about that is he was asked the question about simplicity of floor plans or scorecards and standards when it all came to that, because we've seen our fair share of way too long standards written out and complex scorecards and floor plans and what to tape where and how close it could be. Dave said this specifically. He's like, there will be no taping of the floors in the open. So whatever he's programming is not going to involve that. So if you guys are thinking about movements that are off the table, think about movements that you have to tape for. Right? And everyone's like, oh, all right, so no handstand push-ups in the open.
No wall walks.
No wall walks in the open. But here's one thing I haven't heard anybody mention specifically, and that just means I didn't hear you say it. Bar-facing, box-facing burpees, because you have to draw a tape line down the middle of the bar, and you have to draw a tape line down the middle of the box. And if we're going to take that as literally no taping on the floors, then I would say those two movements of a burpee over the bar or a burpee over the box are off the table, because that is something that you need to have a tape line, because both your feet need to straddle that line before every rep.
Lateral.
Now, see, lateral can be on the table.
Could be two target, though. So you can't take burpees out.
No, I just said those two.
Oh, those
Right?
specific. Got it.
Burpees, box, burpees over the box.
I like burpees to a target. I like that a lot.
I do too. All right, so to go into the weeds more, everybody.
I gotta go get my phone. Or never mind. I have a charger right here.
Okay. Put your wading boots on. So here's what we're going to look at now. It's been said there is no correlation or connection of what the open workouts are going to be and what's programmed on .com and what's programmed on CAP. However, you have workouts that are programmed on CrossFit.com leading into tomorrow's announcement, and you have workouts on CAP that are also leading into the announcement. We are a programming show, and we like to speculate, and we like to predict the programming. So we're going to look at those two things, and then at the end, we can give our guesses of what we think 24.1 is actually going to be. So let's start with .com. I'm just going to pick up on Monday. Sunday was a rest day. We're 3 on, 1 off currently on .com. We still are once Dave took over, I want to say back in September of last year. Monday, 30 deadlifts at 185 and 125, 60 toes to bar, 30 front squats. Programming analysis aside, I love this workout.
Dude, that's a good one.
It's a great one. This would be a great open workout or maybe a quarterfinals workout. Okay, so we've got deadlifts, front squats, toes to bar. All right, so let's look at Tuesday. All right, we got a shoulder press, overhead complex. Shoulder press, which is just a strict press, 5x1. Push press, 5x3. Push jerk, 5x5. Kind of makes sense. We just did pulling, toes to bar, and squatting. So let's go overhead for load. And then this is today's workout. 1,000-meter row, 400-meter run, 750-meter row, 400-meter run, 500-meter row, 400-meter run, 250-meter row, 400-meter run.
Damn.
Right? That's today. We don't know what we know because tomorrow is a rest day, right? Typically, in this 3 on 1 off format, tomorrow's a rest day. So these are the 3 program workouts going into Friday's workout, which would be the workout of the day, which would be 24.1. So we've squatted, we've deadlifted, we've done some toes to bar, we did some heavy shoulder overhead weightlifting, and then we went full monostructural with rowing and running. Not a bad 3 days of programming if I just want to fall back into what we normally talk about. So that's .com. CAP. You guys aren't using CAP. should look at it every day, especially you affiliate owners. It's free for you. Well, sort of. You do pay for it. All right. Let's look at this. Monday's cap workout. 4 2-minute rounds. So 4 2-minute AMRAPs with a 2-minute rest. So 2 on, 2 off for 4 sets. 12 cal row. Bill, this is very close to what our 24.1 guess was. Isn't that?
Yeah.
12 cal row, 24 double unders, max wall ball shots in the time remaining at 14 and 20 pounds to a 9 and 10 foot target. Now, our guess was 222 cal, toes to bar, dumbbell thruster, add 2 each round.
Yep.
That's Monday. We look at Tuesday, and it's 3 rounds for time, 4 rope climbs, 12 GHD sit-ups, and 16 alternating pistols. I don't think we'll see any of those in the open.
Right, serious.
And I don't know if we'll see any of those in quarterfinals either. And then Wednesday, it's a heavy day. Every 2 minutes for 10 rounds, 1 clean and jerk. Add weight each round. Thursday is as many reps as possible in 8 minutes. Now, here's what's important. This is Thursday's cap workout.
Yeah, I think this is actually way more important than even the .com.
Thursday's cap workout, because Friday it says open 24.1 TBD. There's 2 workouts you want to look at. Thursdays and Saturdays.
Yep.
Thursdays, AMRAP in 8 minutes, 5 shuttle runs, 10 dumbbell push jerks at 50 and 35, 20 alternating box step-ups at 20 and 24. And I think it's unweighted. Shuttle runs, dumbbell shoulder overhead, and box step-ups in an 8-minute AMRAP. That is the day before whatever 24.1 is going to be. On Saturday afterwards, it's a partner workout, but it's 20 thrusters at 135 and 95 and a 400-meter run. Split the thrusters as needed, but run together as a pair. As many rounds as possible in 18 minutes. So before Friday, shuttle runs, shoulder to overhead, really push jerks. Push jerks, it's a big difference actually, push jerks and push press with dumbbells. 10 push jerks, step-ups on a box. And then afterwards, you have barbell thrusters and runs. All right.
What would John? What would you take out if you had to program a workout on Friday with those 2, the Thursday and the Saturday? There, what would you not be doing?
Oh, well, what is not going to be in the open?
What won't be? Take the open out of it. What wouldn't you put on that day, on that Friday? Just did
no thrusters, because I got that on Saturday.
Okay.
And I mean, nothing. Probably no pushing.
Probably no pressing, huh?
Yeah. I'm thinking burpee pull-ups and then something else, 15-minute AMRAP.
Mm-hmm.
And then escalating fashion. So on one of Dave's stories, he had a very discreet pan over phone and then got rid of it real quick, where it just said 8 + 3. That was it. 8 + 3. And then but it was 5 seconds. And if he did that on purpose, then I'm thinking it's some kind of AMRAP. Like y'all said with the lines, there's no lines. It has to be simple. Burpee pull-ups is somewhat simple for everybody. You can jump real high if you don't have a strict pull-up. I think it's 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, like that type of fashion. Burpee pull-ups, and then I'm struggling with the second movement. I'm thinking like a hinging movement, but I don't know.
I could see something like that, because I would take any sort of squatting off the table too. I mean, we got lunges, we got the box step up, so that's your legs. You got the thrusters, that's your legs. So any squatting, any overhead pressing, I would take, by using this anyway, I would take off. I like your up and down, or your increasing. I think when the mushroom came out first, I was thinking like an up and a down.
Oh.
It could be a cap, so that means that there's a time cap.
It starts short because at the top it's the skinniest, and then it gets bigger and bigger as you go down.
I like that. where would you go, Chase, as far as like those movements? I mean, so I think the same thing. We took the tape off, so there isn't going to be shuttle runs.
Right.
It's not going to be running in it.
And we just did shuttle runs on, as far as cap is concerned. Again, we don't think there's any correlation. We don't know. We're just having some fun.
I will say that this is very important because this is what's being sent out to the affiliates. The only place you can truly do the open workouts is at an affiliate, unless you're going to video it yourself.
That's
so
right.
You are going to now have to use that programming in the middle of this program right here, this specific one,
especially
CrossFit's own affiliate programming.
Right?
Like, how could you not look at those? And to say that it doesn't matter, I think, is a complete. We're just trying to hide it from you. Yeah. There's no way. There's no way.
So here's where I dived into. So my first all basis when I'm looking at Dave's hint, right? That Instagram picture, this mushroom, I ought to just jump to death by. Like you eat this, you die, right? So I'm going death by, right? We've seen some similar death by formats over the years, but never a pure, absolute death by, which is just on the minute. Add a certain number of reps per that minute and keep going until you can't keep going anymore. Right? So I'm thinking death by format. So like John's ascending reps, I think that's where we are going, but with time cap
by death by
of a death by format. And then I remember when Boz took over the programming and he programmed that every 2 minute, 200 meter run and burpees, whereas a 200 meter run and it started with 5 burpees. And then every 2 minutes you added 2 reps.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, because Boz is programming the open.
Right.
Boz is programming the open. That was a very classic CrossFit oldschool.com workout. And it went every 2 minutes, run 200, 5 burpees. The next round, if you made it, run 200, 7 burpees. Run 200, 9 burpees. And what I was thinking of, all right, we don't get tape lines. What could be a very similar thing to this? Because maybe that was a little nugget back in September. What if it's every 2 minutes, 200 meter row and 5 lateral burpees over the rower and then 7 and then 9, because you can at least get the rower in screen if you have to do this at home. It requires no tape lines. It requires no extra space. You just need a rower. That
what
said,
would the standard be?
So this 2 foot takeoff.
I think there's going to be a lot of people that don't do that.
Right. And so then I went to less complicated based off what Dave talked about in the affiliate announcement. Also on Saturday on .com, it was like 21:15, 9 row cows and burpee pull-ups. So I was like, oh, fuck. Well, okay. Well, that's off the table. And then I went to the literal thing that Dave was talking about is in 10 minutes, I could take someone that has never seen CrossFit before, can't even speak the same language, into a workout that is going to be defined by the intensity of which you can do, not the complexity of the workout. And I think it will simply be death by burpees, starting at 5, add 2 every minute to a target that is just out of your reach, which was the same standard as the burpee pull-ups last year. You don't need a tape line. You don't even need a tape measurement. You just have to reach above your head. It's out of your hands, and it's just burpee to that. 5, 7, 9, 11, until you can't reach it anymore. I think it'd be that basic and that simple, because that event is defined by intensity and your willingness to hurt and try to get to the next minute more than anything. And that every single person who signs up for the Open this year, every single one will be able to do that event. Every single one of them. Not everybody will be able to do burpee pull-ups. You're already outing people right from the start, and they don't want to do that. I think it's 12.1, but reincarnated as a death by format for burpees.
What about what you just said, but row 200 meters and then burpees to a target?
Could be, right? But I just took the rower out because
you were going for what's the ultimate simplicity.
What's the ultimate simplicity? Yeah. But also that they programmed this not but 4 or 5 days ago on .com. Similar, right? The similar couplet. And one more, I know I just turned off cap. I'll turn it back on.
You think they'd get those 4 people though to do this for that?
They're doing 3 events that day. Yes, I do think that's what they're going to do.
All right.
That's the other thing, right? They're doing 2 other events before this starts. What's the most basic thing you can do as a elite games level athlete after you've already done 2 events? That.
Sure.
But that is a good, no, I don't think they would want to sign up for it. But here's why I took the rower out. On Monday, you have row and double unders in the workout. On Thursday before, you have a run, right? You have a monostructural. I'm looking at monostructural movements, which is how I look at a rower. And then on the day after, you have another couplet of run and something else. And then the day after, you have another couplet, right, of double unders, which is a monostructural movement, and kettlebell swings. So we have a triplet with shuttle runs and a monostructural, a triplet with row and double unders, a couplet with run and thrusters, and another couplet with double unders and swings. I don't see them programming 5 or 3 monostructural movement couplets back to back to back.
I hear what you're saying on all that. With Dave saying that he's really excited about the program, especially this particular one. Like to say, I can take anyone. It's okay. I get the non-complexity. I understand the ease in explaining that. But I'll tell you what, man, if you're a CrossFit coach and it's going to take you 10 minutes to try to explain a burpee and to add 2 every time, like, come on. I think there's got to be something more than that.
Someone who's never seen,
I get it.
What CrossFit is.
I totally understand.
I could do that. I think I could do that in 1 minute.
He's just shooting off the hip, right?
No, totally. I hear what you're saying. I personally hope that that's not what it is. And the reason that I hope that is not because I don't want to do 15 minutes of burpees or whatever it ends up being, to 8 minutes of burpees or whatever, depending on how good you are at burpees. Because there's some people that are damn good at burpees.
Victor Youngel wants it to be that workout.
Right. Totally. Totally. I just think that you guys remember when we did the 7 minutes of burpees?
Yeah.
There was nothing fun and exciting about that. That was of all. I'm not saying it's a bad event to have,
right?
But I think it is the most mind-numbing event that we had ever. And I've been involved in like do 100 burpees a day every day for 100 days. I mean, I've done all of those things like that, and that was, God, it was so bad.
I'm
not saying I disagree with what it is, but it can't.
I don't disagree either. But remember, it's Dave thinks this.
Does
Dave didn't think that one was that great?
Look at his face when he announces this. There is no one more excited than Dave Castro right
He's
here.
not programming the open. You already said
workout. The first open workout is as many reps as possible in 7 minutes of
He always had this face. What are you talking
burpees.
About? He always has that face.
Eating grin on his face.
The reason I don't think it'll be this, not because I think it's a bad event, not because I don't think that it fits all of those things that you were just talking about. I think that CrossFit needs to have something that is going to be inclusive. Check the box there with the burpees, yes, but that everyone's going to be excited to do. And there is nobody that is going to be excited about doing as many fucking burpees as you could possibly do like that. Nobody. There's got to be something else to mix it up, I think.
All right, what would you put in there to make it more exciting?
You mean with the burpees, or could it be anything else?
Name I know we just went through a lot of different things of what it could be. After this discussion, what do you think, based off what we've seen, programming wise? Obviously, we're just guessing of what the connection could possibly be, based off the picture, based off what Dave said on the affiliate town hall. What do you think that could possibly be that would be something exciting, accessible, and defined by intensity, not complexity?
And I'm going to use kind of the 8+3 that John had, because I don't know if we actually did this one officially when we had the dumbbells. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, thanks, fucking Cory Leonard. I'm thinking a dumbbell ground to overhead and burpee over the dumbbell. It's going to be something like that. Easy to do because you could have everyone do it. I mean, I have 6-year-old baseball kids who don't know anything about CrossFit, can take a dumbbell, lightweight, whatever, to go from the ground overhead. They could snatch it, they can clean and jerk it, whatever, and they do burpees and they burpee over. And I don't even care if you step over it. I don't care. Okay. Whatever they want the standard to be. But something to where it's got to be something more exciting than that. A handful of reps. So if it's a 10-minute AMRAP and 8-minute AMRAP, and you're going like whatever, 10 and 10, something. I don't know, just real fast. Can't be just all burpees.
What if what Chase said was right? Not about just the burpees, but every 2 minutes, and I know you trying to take out the rower, but every 2 minutes, row 200, and then burpees to a target, and then at the 10-minute mark, it goes to burpee pull-ups.
Ooh.
I love the workout, but I think you're getting too complex. I don't think it'll be that complex.
It's too complex.
I think that I think
it's a gated way for burpees.
I do agree with Chase that I don't think that this will be the gate. I don't think they'll have a gate on this one like that. The gate would be the time, some sort of the death by or whatever. I see that being the gate. The time is the gate.
I don't mind the dumbbell snatch and then burpee over the dumbbell. I just think there's going to be a lot of people that cheat that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, totally. I mean,
it's
or
so easily cheated. You know what I mean?
I
hate workouts that are easily cheated.
I personally would I'm saying what I think it could be, not what I want. I would love the 2-minute row burpee to a target because then, John, you get rid of what could be over the row laterally. And so like target out of your reach. Again, not measuring. We're using the standard from the burpee pull-ups last year in the open. You didn't have to measure. It just had to be out of your reach. And it's 200-meter row 5, 200-meter row 7, 200-meter row 9, right? And so like I would like that to be what the open event is. But I think it's just going to be straight burpees.
I just hope
I'm with Bill that it's just so like
I just don't see that as fun. I don't see that as fun. Dude, CrossFit needs to hit a home run on this first one.
And I honestly think I'd be good at that. It's not like it's not about the workout.
Yeah. You just don't want to do it. I don't want to. Yeah. It's like,
I just think it'd be like, okay, start the clock. I don't need to warm up for this. The first part's the warm up. Like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, people do warm ups? I don't even do that stuff.
Bill doesn't do warm ups. And I did that running one. And shoot, you know why I don't want that to be it? It's because I did the opposite. Remember that workout that Hillary sent over with like the bike and burpees?
Oh, yeah. You did that. That's right.
I did that with a rower.
Yeah.
But the rows went up and the burpees stayed the same, something like that.
Yeah, I did that.
That would be a great workout because twofold too is that everybody can row, everybody can burpee to a target out of your reach. So it's not 6 inches because look, there's some people that 6 inches out of their reach is too high for them to jump. Mm-hmm. If it's just out of your reach, it tailors to every single person. It doesn't one way or the other. And both can do it, can be taught in less than 10 minutes. It's like, yeah, just row the same. And then, okay, 2 more burpees in this 2-minute window and this 2-minute window. And then you get the 2 different people, right? You got rowers typically are bigger, taller, stronger athletes. So it's for 200 meters, coasting through it versus someone smaller. People that are good at burpees are typically smaller, lighter, gymnastics-oriented athletes. Now you've got both on either side of the spectrum. It would be a great pairing.
That would be way more fun than just adding just death by burpees. Yeah.
I would love that. I fear the death by burpees only. I would love the row burpee death by every 2 minutes. I wouldn't love doing it.
You know what? Okay, well, I'd
love to see what it was.
I don't fear the death by burpee. I just know I'm not afraid of going to the dark place on a burpee because you just have to fall down.
Yeah.
But I would be more afraid of the rowing one. That rowing one that you did, that one scared me.
It's not about doing better on a workout. I'm with you. It's just the excitement. We're gonna have Alex Kazan, Brent Fikowski, Jeff Adler, and Alexis Raptis.
Watching those guys, like they're going to do burpees for days.
Just to do death by burpees.
Especially
Like you have this big event. You're going to 2 different gyms. You're, doing 3 workouts before this one. You're trying to show everybody like how, I just feels very big just for that.
And that would look cool because
it's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like you built it up and then the ending is nothing.
In that format, that's a good analogy, by the way. In that format, so say it was 2 minutes, row a certain distance or cals, however they want to do it, right? Say it's 15 cals, 12 cals, 15. It takes about a minute. Right? There will be some gaming involved in that as opposed to, you can still game death by, especially if it starts at 5. You're like, okay, do I just maximize my time and minimize my effort until it's time to do that? And then it's like, okay, I need more time to get more burpees. My burpees can only go so fast. I guess I need to start dipping into my row intensity now. Which is right. And what would be great too is if it's a live announcement, we can see their screens. It's like, hey, when it was 10 burpees or 11 burpees, it's like Fikowski was rolling at a 144, Adler at a 147, Gazan at a 157, and Raptis at a 2-minute pace. And now that we're on burpee 17, their row paces have significantly increased just to buy themselves more time on the back end. Or you see when they're finally tapped out and they're rowing at a like 150, 210 pace because they're totally smoked and maybe don't want to get back to the pull-up bar for burpee.
I mean, dude, those.
Oh man, Aaron's like, oh, if I row slower, I don't have to do as many burpees because I'm passed out now.
That is a disgusting mixture, rowing and burpees. It's bad. I mean, like when you get to where you're moving,
it's so good though.
It's so good. It's shitty. It's bad.
One of L's favorite workouts that he likes to program is 10 rounds, 500-meter row, 15 burpees. That's it. It's just 10 rounds,
500-meter row, 15 burpees.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. And just burpees. It's not over anything. That's it. Takes about like 27 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's good.
There was the Northern California Classic, the NCC that Blair and Ben do. They had their qualifiers, and one of the events that they had was a rowing and burpee over the rower, increasing EMOM.
Right.
So every 6 minutes, the either the calories would go up or the burpees would go up, and it would do this stair-stepping thing. And the way that they tried to make it so that it was like, all right, the standard is what the standard is. They just said, get over the rower. It wasn't a jump. You could step if you want. So if you wanted to step, that was fine. They didn't care. It's like you can go as fast as you want. So you can jump if you want. You don't have to. So
I'm not against that either.
No, it makes it easy for everyone to go. No one's afraid of jumping over.
Yeah.
The people that can go fast will go fast when they need to go fast. Right. This one, there was a long time on this. So I don't think it will be anything really long either, because I think that they want something fast and explosive and intense and high output and keep the energy up real high. I don't see it being some long 20-minute something.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing.
I want to bring up Aaron's question he said, if this is our fitness test, why does it need to be fun? ? We're testing ourselves to see where we're at.
Because this is the fun run, man.
Right. We're not saying it has to be, quote, fun for it to be good. But I know what Bill and John are talking about is like, it also kind of needs to be fun to watch people do, or for the athletes to come all the way out here. Because in 12.1, they just shot that in a garage and it's all post-produced. There was no open announcement. It was, here's the workout and here's 2 people doing it in, I think, Tony Budding's garage. That was it. And was it Kristen Clever versus Lindsay Valenzuela? I don't know. I got it wrong. But we're not saying fun is like, oh, I have to enjoy doing this, because any open workout I've ever done, I've never actually enjoyed doing it in the moment, but it was fun afterwards. Like, okay, that was a really fun workout.
Yeah, we're CrossFitters. Fun to us means something different. Like fun doesn't mean like there's balloons while you're doing it. It's probably the worse, the more difficult, or the worse it hurts, the more fun it is, because of the, oh my God, I actually made it through that.
Yeah.
That's the fun part.
My favorite personal open workout ever was actually 15.3, which would be arguably everyone's least favorite, because it's the one that started with 7 ring muscle ups.
Right.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Let's bring that back.
Yeah,
let's bring that back.
Those are like the 3 movements that were just wheelhouse. 7 muscle ups, 50 wall ball shots. What was it? 75 double unders.
Oh yeah.
And just loop.
I think it was 90.
Was it? No, 90 was the wall ball 150, 90. Yeah.
You might be right.
I
remember Brent Fikowski on that one. And I'm like, dang, that guy.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
With his medicine ball.
Yeah.
Wall ball.
Homemade.
Little basketball. But, all right. So, yeah, 70. Oh, no, it was 100. Yeah, it was 100.
What was your favorite open workout, Bill?
I like the squat clean thruster one. What was that? What did we say the number was? 13.
Oh, the first one, the double under one,
The AMRAP at 165.
The AMRAP at 165.
Oh, 11-3.
11-4-3.
Yeah. Whatever that number was. I like that one a lot.
We all have some throwbacks. My favorite is 17.3.
Which one is that?
It's the chest to bar snatch one.
Oh,
It went that one.
Yeah. That's my favorite overhead announcement.
Probably my best one that I ever did was the overhead squat pull up one. Those were my jam.
One with Camille.
Yeah. So I got way up there on that one. I'm like,
yeah, that was a good one.
What am I doing up here? This is sweet.
Yeah, I'm still going.
Still going.
I think my least favorite one was
The deadlift box jump one.
No, I was just bad at that. My least favorite one was the row wall ball one.
Because you were good at that one?
Yes.
My least favorite one.
Hurt the most of that one?
I kept going.
My least favorite one, because I just hated it the most program-wise, was the stupid pick your own adventure one. Dumb.
Oh,
I didn't mind that
Dumb.
one.
Yeah, it was because there were 5 different races that went on that same event. 5 different races.
That's funny. All right, I just want to give a couple
Hey, we have 190 of you guys watching right now. I just want to say that.
Hey. All right.
Thank you guys for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Before we bounce, we will be doing this show every week throughout the Open and quarterfinals, where we take the top 100 as it unfolds on the leaderboard and give you guys what it could be if this was the format that we were going to use for the Open. But we are not the only show that is going on as the week unfolds. What is it? Around the Whiteboard will be coming on in less than 30 minutes or 30 minutes or so. So if you guys go to Coffee Pods and Wads, Around the Whiteboard, I think it's Roy McKernan, Cooper, and CPS, who is that? CTP? What is that? I don't know. Go over there. The topics are really good.
Go watch Roy.
The topics are going to be good, especially with Roy McKernan on them. And the Open announcements, the official ones will be tomorrow at 11:15 a.m. Pacific for 24.1. After that, I think there will be a pre-show on the Savant podcast tomorrow, and
10:55.
10:55 Pacific, and then an after show, I think that night, where they're going to preview what the Taylor versus the World will be the next day, when it'll be Dallin Pepper versus Taylor Self. That will be Friday is that 7 p.m. Pacific? Is that, I don't know. Those times usually are weird.
Dude, death by burpees, I'm giving that to Taylor.
Hey, yeah.
That's the workout.
There it is. And then if you guys haven't watched this yet, you need to go watch this. Go to Andrew Hiller's YouTube channel and watch 48 Hours with Haley Adams. It's already up to 88,000 views, and it is by far one of the best pieces of content produced for CrossFit and CrossFit Games fans since I can remember. It was fantastic, and it just gives you 2 days in the life of Haley Adams. Hiller's, his interviews were great. He just, what Hiller does is he pulls people out and, makes them comfortable, but you get to see where Haley's training now. You get to see her new coaches. She talks about why she didn't compete last year and why she is competing this year. And the editing and everything was absolutely fantastic. And I hope more and more people, I think this should be 200,000 views by all said and done. So go watch that. But other than that, that'll do it for us. Go see Coffee Pods and Wads the next 30 minutes for Around the Whiteboard. We will, we'll be back here on next Wednesday, and we'll recap what the Open workout actually was. Maybe we'll have a new hint to talk about 24.2, as our guesses may get more fine-tuned as we know what was programmed and what is left on the table. As we look at it at weekof.com, we look at CAP, and we look at the new leaderboard of our strength of field system for inside the leaderboard. I'm pumped we're getting to do this. It's already exciting. I mean, we took 12 team athletes out of the list, and Oceania lost 2 women. So it's going to be super awesome. Thank you all for showing up today. We really appreciate you. And as we close things out,